Namaste and welcome. Let's begin our practice in crisscross applesauce or Sukhasana, seated easy pose. If this is uncomfortable for you, any seated position that allows the spine to be nice and straight and tall, that's perfectly fine. We're just going to warm ourselves up with Adham Pranayama, so deep belly breathing. So let's find a straight spine, close our eyes, hands rest on the lap, shoulders roll down the back, sit bones relax into the mat, and the head begins to feel light on the shoulders, extending the crown of the head upwards towards the ceiling as we just sink a little bit deeper into the legs. Now, tune into the breath. Instinctually, you'll take a deep breath. It's automatic, and usually it's shallow into the chest. So I'm going to ask you to exhale and pull the belly in, empty the belly out, go slow. Then with an inhale, concentrate the breath to the space below the belly button. Imagine there's a balloon there, so you're going to fill that space up. Fill that balloon up. And then as you exhale, you're going to empty that balloon out by drawing that lower belly and belly button back in towards the spine and push it down. And we repeat, breathing in through the nose, filling that space up, going nice and slow, 360 degrees in the lower belly. And as you exhale, belly button in, lower belly in, and we push down. And we repeat. Use this time to allow yourself to arrive here in this moment with this breath. The mind is going to wander. I'm not asking your mind to be present. I'm telling you to be present. Our mind can distract us so much. Yoga and breathing at the beginning of our practice is so important, so the mind doesn't lead us on our mat. We want to be grounded in the body and the breath. As you breathe out on the next exhale and empty the lower belly, I'm going to ask you to keep the belly pulled in and just imagine that balloon floats up into the chest. And now we're going to breathe just into the chest, the upper back, and laterally to the sides. So again, 360 degrees in the upper body, and the stomach is pulled in. We're going to try to keep our breath here in the body and keep our abdominals engaged throughout our practice today. And I'll invite you to move yourself into a Ujjayi breathing if you're comfortable with it. And blink your eyes open. And let's prepare for some movement. We're going to come right over to table pose. Nice, strong, active energy in our table. We're going to push our mat into the floor, straight line through the spine. We're not going to let the back sway. We're going to pull the lower belly in, tucking the tailbone slightly, making a straight line through the spine. Beautiful. Let's wake up our spinal cord with some cat and cow breathing. Start with an inhale, drop the belly, lift the sit bones, lift the crown of the head up, look up and back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Then as you exhale, start at the tailbone. We're going to tuck, moving up through the vertebrae like a wave in the spine, and then we tuck the chin, pressing our hands into the mat. And we repeat that. Inhale, sit bones up, crown of the head up, belly drop, shoulder blades squeeze together. We look up and back. And exhale, tuck the tailbone like a wave through the spine, chin in and eyes to the space between the thighs. And we repeat, inhale and exhale. Good. Move with your breath here. Move at your own pace. Let your breath lead you and just feel that spinal cord waking up. creating space between the vertebrae, and just connecting our breath to the body, our breath to the movement. And on our next exhale, as we round, we're going to hold with an open back, open shoulder blades, and we're going to take our breath to that space between the shoulder blades and fill it up. And let's release. Come back to a neutral spine and table, and now we're going to thread the needle. Shift the weight into the right hand, and with the breath in, we're going to lift the left fingertips out and up as high as you can go, and then we're going to swing it through. We're going to thread the needle, and we're going to bend our right elbow until we can rest on that left shoulder. Now, this may feel a little uncomfortable. That's okay. Breathe here. Pull that lower belly in. To go further, we're going to begin to extend the right arm up. Fingertips reach up to the ceiling, and breathe. Getting a little pretzely, getting a little twisty up in here. Let's release. Bring that right hand down, plant that palm, bring yourself back up to table. Find that neutral spine, squeeze the belly in, and move on to the other side. Shift the weight into the left hand. Inhale, we reach our right fingers up. And then exhale, we swing it through and we thread the needle on this side. You can stay here, breathe, squeeze the belly. To go further, inhale and lift the left fingertips up to the ceiling. Connect to that Ujjayi breathing. And as we exhale, let's release. Left hand plants down. We lift ourselves back up, coming back into table. And now we're going to thread the needle on the other side again, and this time hold it a little bit longer. Shift the weight into the right hand. Inhale, left arm up. Twist through the spine and exhale. Twist through to thread the needle. Good. We're going to hold here. Find that alignment in the body. Become comfortable in the uncomfortableness. Squeeze the belly in, and then inhale, we lift the right arm up. And breathing out, we're going to release our needle on this side. Coming back into table pose, nice neutral spine. And then shift into the left hand. Inhale, right fingers up. And exhale, we thread the needle. Inhale, lift the left fingers up. Only if you're comfortable, you can keep the left hand down on the mat for support. Breathe. And with an exhale, let's release. Good. Now our shoulders feel nice and open. Perfect. Let's bring ourselves back into a neutral spine and table for pigeon breathing. Straighten back the right leg. Keep that right leg in line with the back of the body, hip in line with the other hip, pressing into our palms. With an inhale, we lift our foot up slightly in our head, and exhale, we round the back, bring the knee into the nose, and tuck the heel into the bum. Inhale, straighten back, and exhale, knee to nose, heel to bum. And repeat. Keep going. Feel that heat being built in the body, in the core. And on an exhale, we're going to hold here. Pull it in, squeeze, and we release. Beautiful. Let's pigeon breathe on the other side. Just straighten out our left leg. Leg in line with the body, toes point. Lift your head up and inhale. Pick the foot, pick the head up, and exhale, round the back. Bring the knee into the nose and the heel to the bum. And repeat. Inhale and exhale. Keep going. Last one, nice and long on the inhale. And exhale, pull it in, squeeze and hold. And we release. Let's tuck our toes. Let's bring ourselves into a downward facing dog. For a little bit more flexibility in the spine, with an inhale, we're going to lift the heels up. And as we do, we're going to round the lower back, then the middle back, then the upper back, and then we're going to send it back. We're going to straighten the back and lower the heels down. Again, inhale, lift the heels up. You're going to tuck the tailbone, tuck the lower back, then the middle back, then the upper back, and then we reverse that. We straighten through the spine and we drop the heels. Again, inhale, lift the heels, round that lower back, middle back, and then upper back, sending yourself forward slightly. And exhale, we straighten everything out and lower the heels. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift the heels, round the back, and exhale, release. We're going to bring ourselves into a high lunge. Let's start by lifting the right foot up with a breath in. Exhale, bring that knee into the nose, heel into the bum, drop the foot down, and we're going to keep that back heel lifted. From here, pressing into that front foot, keep your knee bent. We're going to lift ourselves up and bring the arms up by the ears. Tuck the tailbone, pull the lower belly in, and breathe into the chest. Good. Lift up through this back leg. Push the back of that knee up towards the ceiling. And then you're going to take your front foot, you're going to push the top of the mat away from you. Nice and active in the lower body. Let's take it to a twist. Let's begin by bringing the hands together down in front of the heart. Elbows stay lifted up. And breathe out. Bring yourself forward. Good. Then we're going to take our opposite elbow across for that knee. When we do this, don't let your arch drop. Keep your knee in alignment above that ankle. And once the elbow presses onto that thigh, you're going to start to move your heart towards your hands. Now you can turn and look to the side, or you can go further by turning your gaze up towards the sky. And breathe. And we're going to release. Let's frame that front foot and let's bring ourselves back into downward facing dog. Feel the difference between the right leg and the left leg. Just notice. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, lift the left foot up. Exhale, bring that knee into the nose, heel into the bum, and then drop that foot down. And keeping that back heel lifted, pressing into that front foot, we're going to lift ourselves up. Fingertips reach to the sky. Chest is open and shoulder blades are down the back. Pushing the top edge of the mat away from us, we lift the back of our knee up towards the ceiling. And we connect with that breath. Let's take it to high lunge twist on this side, beginning by bringing the palms together, lowering the hands down in front of the heart, elbows lift up, and with an exhale, we're going to take the body forward. Straight line through the spine, feel that here, and then bring that opposite elbow across for the knee. When you're ready, pressing into that knee, you're going to begin to turn so the heart lines up in front of the hands again, and take your gaze wherever you're comfortable. And with an exhale, let's release. Let's frame our front foot. Let's come back into our downward facing dog and take some breaths here. Find our center here. All this Ujjayi breathing and twisting really builds heat in the body. And with an inhale, we're going to look forward. And exhale, we're going to begin to walk the feet up towards the hands. We're going to shift our weight into the feet. We're going to bend the knees, and we're going to begin to roll ourselves up to standing. Go slow. Not like me, I just went way too fast. Once we're standing, we're going to come into our Tadasana, mountain pose. From here, we're going to shift our weight into the right foot, pick our left heel up, and lift that knee up so it lines up with our hip. Energize that foot. Inhale, we're going to reach the arms up. Find your breath here. Focus your gaze to one point. Yeah, let's take it into a twist. We're going to bring our right hand across for the left knee, and then we're going to drop the left hand down, shoulder height, fingers spread. Good. If you can, begin to draw that knee across the body. And then you're going to see if you can take your gaze and look over towards the left hand. Breathe. Connect to your center. And let's release. Let's bring ourselves back into Tadasana. I love to say that word, Tadasana. It's like, ta-da, here I am. We're going to shift our weight into the left foot, pick our right heel up. Same thing, we're going to lift our right knee up so it lines up with our hip and energize that foot. Then we're going to breathe in and reach our arms up. Nice and long through the body, extending up to the ceiling, feeling tall, feeling length, pulling the belly in, squeeze your core, focus your gaze. And with an exhale, let's take our left hand across the body for the right knee, right arm floats down, stays at shoulder height, and then we bring that knee across the body. To go further, we're going to bring our chin over towards that right shoulder, gaze to the right thumb. And breathe. Squeeze your center. And we release. Let's let it go. And from here, we're going to make our way down to a seated position. We're going to line ourselves up for Navasana, seated boat pose. We're going to take the hands behind our knees. We're going to sit up nice and tall, find that straight line in the back of the body, squeeze the front of the body in, don't lift the ribs, keep the ribs tucked, the lower belly tucked, and the chest is open. We're going to extend up through the crown of the head and begin to sit back. As we sit back, don't arch your back. Keep your back straight. Roll onto the sit bones to your balance point, and then begin to lift your feet up. You can lift one foot up at a time, both at the same time. That's up to you and wherever you're at in your practice. Then you can flatten your feet, shoulders back. And if you're feeling it, take your hands away from the back of the knees. Extend the fingers forward, spread them out, and breathe. Focus on length in the spine. Flexing and squeezing and emptying that lower belly. And with an exhale, we release. Now we're going to do Navasana again with a little bit of a fiery flow. So we're going to sit back, take the hands behind the knees, lift the feet up. Get back into position where you were, but this time we're going to take the hands away. We're going to create fists with our hands and bring them right by our hips. Shoulder blades squeeze together. And on an inhale, we're going to lift the hands up, open up our fists. And with an exhale, you're going to pull in, bring the hands back to the fist, and breathe out through the mouth. So inhale through the nose, and exhale through the mouth, and repeat. Keep going. 2 more. Last one. And we release. Let's straighten our left leg out, keep the right knee bent, right foot grounded, and left arm comes across and hugs that knee in, while the right fingertips behind just touch our mat. No weight on that back hand. We're going to sit up nice and tall and begin at the sit bones and start our twist, moving up through the vertebrae one at a time, making sure the head always comes last. Let's take our gaze down. Let the head feel light on the shoulders, lifting up. Make sure that left foot stays flat. Don't let that foot relax. Keep it active. And begin to untwist. Let's go to the other side. Straighten out that right leg. Bend that left knee. Bring that foot in. Right arm across for the body. Left fingertips behind. Shoulder blades together. We sit up nice and tall. And we start at our sit bones and we begin to twist, moving up one vertebrae at a time. Going nice and slow. Making sure the head twists last. Our gaze looks down as we reach the crown of the head up. Very gently press your left foot into the mat. And with our next exhale, let's begin to untwist ourselves, coming back to our center. Straighten out our left leg. Let's lower ourselves onto our mat, but we're going to use a boat pose to get there. So you're going to bend your knees, position your sit bones so they're in the center of your mat. Then we're going to reach the arms out in front. We're going to start to sit back. As we start to sit back, we're going to straighten our legs out. Then we're going to begin to slowly lower ourselves down to the floor. So nice. Okay, reclined chair pose. Let's bring our knees up so the knees are directly above the hips, and then we're going to bring our feet up so our heels line up with our knees, just like we were doing chair pose. Then you're going to take your lower belly and you're going to push the lower spine onto the mat, push your middle back down, and reach the arms up to shoulder height. Fingers are spread out, fingertips reach to the ceiling, but push your shoulders down into the mat. This is such a great exercise if you're like me and you have very flared ribs out in the front. So press everything down into the earth. A little bit of a core exercise here. With an exhale, we're going to straighten the legs and straighten the arms. Don't let them touch the floor. And then come right back to chair pose. Beautiful. And again, straighten and come back to chair. Good. Keep going. Let your breath lead. It's up to you if you want to exhale on the stretch out and inhale on the stretch in, or reverse. Try not to lift the back. Keep the back flat. Okay, let's do 2 more. Last one. And this time we're going to hug the knees right in, completely relax the belly, and gently rock from side to side. Let go of any sighs, exaggerated exhales, any noises that feel like coming out of the body. Release them now. Don't let them stay trapped in there. You need to scream, scream. Nobody around to judge you, or hopefully, I don't know where you're at really. I'm at home alone, so it's just me and my animals right now. All right, let's prepare ourselves for a little shavasana. Just a little something something for us to relax and allow our body to return back to its natural state. Take the legs out to the edges of the mat, palms facing up, shoulders down, eyes are closed. And let's take one last Adham pranayama, so deep belly breath. And then exhale through the mouth. Do that as many times as you need. And then when you're ready, allow your breath to find its natural rhythm. Keep your lips together, but separate your teeth. And then allow your tongue to slip away from the roof of your mouth. Feel where your head connects with your mat and see if you can let your head sink a little bit deeper. Feel the arms extended out from the body and see if you can soften your shoulder blades, your shoulders, and your collarbone. And now move your attention to the center of your chest and feel your heart muscle. From there, relax each rib individually. Feel your belly nice and soft, but notice your breath lifting and lowering your navel. From the navel, move your awareness down to the sit bones and see if you can unclench and release. Let go of the space between the hips, soften the tops of your thighs, all the way down through to the soles of your feet. Notice the gentle tingling in the palms and the soles of the feet. See if you can allow your whole body to rest deep into your mat. Don't force it. Just surrender and breathe. Now let's begin to bring some movement back to the body by wiggling the fingers and toes. Blink your eyes until they open. Keep your gaze soft. Do any reaching, stretching, yawning, whatever comes natural to you. Take as much time as you need, and when you're ready, bring yourself up to a seated position. Bring your hands softly together in front of the heart. Take your gaze down. I am so glad you are here. Om So Hum.